Hi guys, how are you?
Hi, how
Great.
are
Hi,
you?
great to see you
I was
again.
gonna say hi, Kalon. How are you?
I'm
Uh,
doing great.
we talked at San Diego, but we didn't get to talk to you. I didn't get to talk to you two. So I wanted to ask you guys, with a movie like this, I asked Kalon this already. It made me think about like things that I drew or created when I was a kid coming to life. Did either of you, Seth and Bianca, have something that you're like, oh, if that thing came to life, I feel like it would just terrify people?
Ooh, that's for Bia. I gotta know. You
Yeah.
got any, like a story or a drawing for you?
Ooh, um, I feel like it was like while we were filming,
Yeah.
I had that sketchbook that
Oh
said
yeah.
sketch on it.
Right.
And you actually had to get me another copy because I filled up the first one.
Oh, right, yeah,
I
you
forgot about that.
did.
Yeah, and so I was just drawing like crazy while filming, and there's one I was kind of like sketching the blind one, and I drew him with little sunglasses.
Oh
Like
yeah, I
little,
remember
like
that.
yeah.
That's even worse. Is
Yeah,
I like
like
the idea
little
of the
like
blind one with
yeah.
sunglasses being an
yeah.
even worse threat than the real blind one because he's cool and you trust
He's
him,
cool.
and then he eats you.
Yeah.
I love that. I was always making movies as a kid, and if the thing, whatever in a movie that as a young kid, whatever would scar me or mortify me or like really actually scare me became the thing I was obsessed with. And like I would then go home and recreate it with my toys and stuff. And so I have a lot of weird action movies that I made as a kid where they just get weirdly violent for no reason. It's just because I was processing something I had seen in a movie elsewhere. What about
Well,
you, Belle? You got anything?
Uh,
Yeah, it's all right.
yeah. I don't got nothing.
I think you were like stuffed animals when I asked you and Tony that
Oh, that's
question.
right. You answered that already. That's
Oh,
right.
yeah, I did.
Well, I was gonna ask you, Galen, the with a movie like this, you described your character as Chunk from the Goonies.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
That's
yes.
yes.
As
good.
it's the
He
comedic
really does
relief.
look like Chunk.
But how is it to be that comedic relief in a movie that does have darker themes and is a bit more serious?
It's really fun. You get to like be the light in the darkness almost because the movie the movie goes really deep at points, and without Bowman it would just be deep for the entire time. I mean, obviously,
Too deep.
yes, too deep.
Not taking
But
yourself too seriously. We need you,
yes,
Bowman. We need you.
and Bowman sometimes with his jokes and stuff, his little gists, he brings it back up at times
Little
so that
gists.
the audience can laugh instead of like crying the entire. Excuse me, jeez.
Like now.
Yes,
That was perfectly timed.
yes, that was so badly timed.
The opposite, actually. It was perfectly
Yes.
timed. Because you see the tensions in release right now. It's perfect. You're right here doing your job.
He's bring him along, he relieves the tension, and then you're like, "Oh, thank you so
Yeah.
much. We're laughing now." Well,
100%.
Seth, this movie reminded me a lot of movies like Colossus, where it is like there are darker themes to it, and it is somebody's like pain or whatever it is manifesting in some being that they have to kind of fight off. When you're making something like that, where it is like very kind of like analytical and in your head, and you have to look at it like as an audience member as like, okay, well, like that would be terrifying if I created something and that happened. What for you is the biggest challenge of making that work with the themes that you're presenting in sketch?
That's a great question. Something that I struggled with a lot while writing it was trying to create, I wanted each of the monsters to try and always represent to to have something tied into what their desires are or what their design is, to be somehow tied back to something emotional about Amber and about Amber's life or about relationships in her life. And it was hard for those because of the thing I love so much about kid logic. Like I have 3 kids, and watching them interpret the world as they grew up is always, it's so funny. Kid logic has like for a while has so many less rules and boundaries to it, to where it's funny by accident because it's so straight and literal, and it's weird, and it makes no sense a lot of the time. And the problem is that when you're an adult, a grown man trying to come up with ideas that kids would come up with, and you're trying to do it as a means to an end and trying to accomplish some thematic goal or some storytelling goal, it can feel arbitrary. If you come up with a monster, if you want a big monster that comes out of the cornfield, like, and you need it to do this one specific thing that has to do with her character, you want it to not feel like it was made only to do that. You don't want it to feel like, you want it to feel like it naturally, organically, inevitably, was built from that. And so it was a lot of trial and error in trying to find something that felt like she would have drawn it anyway without needing to fulfill a screenwriting, goal. That was a big challenge in creating the monsters for sure.
Yeah.
One, Bianca, for my last question, I wanted to ask you, Amber's going through a lot, and it's one of those movies where it's like you can find things to relate with her no matter what age you are. And so for you, what was the thing about Amber as a character that you were the most kind of connected with right from the start when you were reading the script?
Honestly, how people are telling her that, what she's doing is wrong and it's like not what everybody else is doing. And honestly, I feel like that's something that we could all learn from Amber
Yeah.
because Amber's like, the only person that's doing the right thing and like actually feeling her emotions instead of like pushing them down. And I know like a lot of my friends and me, sometimes do that. So
Yeah, I agree with that. The fact that she knows what she's doing is kind of right, so she doesn't care about what other people say about it.
So good.
I 100% agree. And well, thank you guys so much for talking with me. I love the movie. Nice to see you again, Kalon. And I can't
Yes.
wait for everyone else to get to see Sketch.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
You.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi, your hair
Hi,
is really
Rach.
good.
Thank you so much. I got
It
it.
does look good.
You've slept on Monday.
I slept on Monday. Uh, to start, D'Arcy, I asked Tony this at San Diego. I didn't get to ask you. There's a cat tail.
I
That's
think
okay.
that,
We love
that
it.
makes it so much better.
When you were a kid, was there anything that you either drew or had, like a toy or anything you had, that if it came to life now, you would be absolutely terrified of it?
Yeah, my sort of main outlet for art was drawing when I was a kid. I was really like hyperactive and social, but I would need to just like on a dime, I'd be like, time to draw. And I need to be alone with my drawings. And I was really big into drawing, how do I put this? Beautiful women.
Yeah, yeah.
Just supermodel-esque women.
Like
And I
fashions, like
sort of,
fashion
yeah, I
sketching.
would do like
Yeah, yeah,
clothes,
yeah.
and I would this is also, now thinking about it, it's very magazine-y because there would also be like name, age, occupation,
Oh, yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah.
To
So
the end of the People magazine, where it's
yeah, or
every
like yeah, I don't even know Insta. I don't know what it was, but it was, and then also I can picture like a family of mermaids that I would draw a lot. Just a lot of beautiful women. And they would maybe be scary because maybe they would be really big, or maybe they'd be mean. Maybe they'd have like an attitude.
Yeah, so
And that
you
could
were
be scary.
processing.
Yeah. Yeah. Also,
yeah.
we had a Job at the Hut that if that came to life, it would be so scary.
You did your job of the hut.
I didn't draw, but we had like a little toy Job at the Hut.
Oh, yeah.
This day.
Yeah.
Really, really scary, Rachel.
It's a disturbing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I said to them I had a blanket that had that I called Mac was so tattered that if it came to life like Aladdin's, I
Yes.
was like, I'm not getting on that.
Yeah, totally.
Mm.
Hello, kitty.
This is Benjamin Wyatt the cat.
Oh, hi, Benjamin. Are you confused, Benjamin? I get it.
It's like you've been gone for days. I want to do the
I
interview.
know, exactly.
But I wanted to ask you guys, you both come from comedy backgrounds. You're both Benji, please.
It's all good.
You both are comedic people. When you get to show a little bit more emotion and your dramatic side to things in a movie like Sketch, what for you is the biggest joy of getting to kind of show that side of your performance and show that ability?
I mean,
It's the closest to who we are. That's, I mean, not that there's not a piece of us in roles I've done. I mean,
Mhm.
I have that anxiety of other characters and stuff, but when you show these kind of characters a little more of the whole person of what we're bringing, for me, I feel closer to these kind of characters.
yeah, it's nice to have like the freedom to do something like this, and getting to work with Tony and who I'm such a gigantic fan of his comedy and have been for years, and then getting to this set and kind of going like, oh, okay, we're gonna these are gonna be grounded for real. And actually, I will say, Tony, he would even, the script was so funny, he would even take jokes out. That was kind of like a big thing with a lot of the scenes, is a lot of them would end on a on a laugh, and he would talk to Seth and just say, I think in this moment, like we're dealing with some real stuff. Let's lose that. And Seth was always so wonderful
Yeah,
about,
really great.
collaborative about that. And it was exciting for me to come on and see like, oh, that's what we're doing here. Great, great. I love this. I'm just going to match his energy.
And uh, D'Arcy, though, there's that collaboration is so necessary because we've both been on sets where, there's some ego, there's some entitlement, there's some territorialism,
Right.
whatever, and it just kind of sucks the creativity out of a space.
Completely.
And so when you have that kind of communal collaboration, it's like,
When
it's awesome.
people learn that,
Exactly.
like the ego,
Today,
yeah, today we just had
they're hearing the
yeah, it
message.
is wild, right? Like that's never
That's
gonna,
just gonna help.
yeah, it's never gonna help. It's never gonna make it better.
Well, no, and I want to ask you both because I will explain this story very quickly. I was
Okay.
at a press day for this other animated movie, it was
Mm,
an early press day yesterday, and they made us do the voice for a character. In the movie,
mm.
it's played by Craig Robinson, but this one guy started doing it, and I went, "This is the Tony Hale version of this character."
Oh, funny.
The way he did it was like very much. We're all sitting there like, "Yeah, this sounds like a Tony Hale character," just because how it was. But you guys both have these characters that were instantly like, yeah, that's very like this character. That sounds like D'Arcy in this. That sounds like Tony in
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
How do you guys, though, as actors who do have, people who love you for one character or another, how do you approach each of your characters to make them so different
Mm.
that that character is always going to change that we
Mm.
associate you guys with?
It's good. That did make me think of my friend was doing a commercial in New York or auditioning, and the character, it said a Tony Hale type, and I was like, oh, that's nice. And then they described it like, yeah, he just wasn't all there. I was like, well, at least I got that. But it's a
Tony L type, and then a description is
oh
like
no, he's like, don't get
not
too
flattering.
excited. Keeps
Keeps you
As a
grounded, hun.
it
fan.
really does.
Yeah.
Bell pill.
I don't know. Like I don't know how much I think about this. I don't know how much I think about making sure. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
I really try to choose projects, which whenever I can be so lucky to choose, which is certainly not all the time, that are like the almost complete opposite of the last thing I did, which that helps, that I'm not too in the same world or wheelhouse as like the
Mhm.
last thing or two things I've done. So that helps. And I don't know. What do you think?
Well,
Like,
to your point,
yeah,
like it's nice when you are doing independent film, it's an opportunity to do something different.
yeah,
Because I mean, I'm so grateful for the other jobs I've done, and there's a similarity to that. But when you're given something that you have a little more creative freedom, and there's not maybe so many cooks in the kitchen that are making decisions,
yeah,
that's when you can be like, oh, I can branch out and try something new.
right. And yeah, and Seth was so like I said, so collaborative and so, I don't know, joyful and just down.
Yeah, and you were playing a kind character, which is really so different than you. That really was a branch out for you.
I'm an
What was that?
actor.
What? I'm like,
Kindness. What? For my last question, I like to ask people this, especially people who as I said before, have projects that people turn to, especially when they need kind of a moment to breathe,
Uh-huh.
whether that be The Good Place or whether that be Arrested Development, that they stay with fans.
Right.
For you, for you guys, what are your hopes with people who have been fans of your work?
hmm,
What do you hope they take away when they get to see Sketch and get to see this different
hmm.
role that you guys are taking on?
I think, oh gosh, I mean, I love this film so much. I'm so proud of it. It's different than Arrested. It's different than Good Place, but there's like a nugget of I don't know, that something that bonds it. And that might just be that I love those projects. So maybe I'm thinking like it's good and those are good and you're gonna like it. But I really am I'm watching this in the big theater the other night with a
Mm.
big crowd. It really reinforced this is enjoyable for all ages, all
Yeah.
walks of life. It kind of has something for everyone. And
It was fun to watch other people
yeah,
watching
I
it.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
The to your when you said it, that I think I get excited, not necessarily how we're maybe going to be seen different, but the whole experience is just fresh. And I feel like it's there's it's grounded, but there's these surprises. And when I know something's coming up, I'm like, someone would go to the bathroom. I'm like, no, it's time to go to the bathroom.
I'm like, you're gonna have to watch this again.
I know, because it's just that's what's exciting for
Yeah,
them to
I
go on that
agree.
ride.
And it's in this moment where to see something this fresh and original and something you've never seen before with a new story that isn't being told for the second, third, fourth time, it's really, I think, like thrilling. I actually
Yeah,
think watching this is thrilling.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I love this movie. I can't wait for everyone else to get to see Sketch. And thank you guys so much for talking with me.
Thanks, Rachel.
Thanks for your support.
Yeah.
And that was
Of
really, it
course.
was good to see you for the second time this
Second
week.
time. I know I didn't get to see D'Arcy. I was mad about it.
I know.